to stand between you and lunch. And next 10 minutes, what I'm going to share with you is some of my thoughts. Thank you, Retailers Association of India, for inviting me here. To be honest, I'm neither a retail person nor a tech person. So I asked, why am I being invited? They said, we tried Shah Rukh Khan. He was not willing to come. So I'm the closest to Shah Rukh Khan it can get. Okay, right? So thanks for inviting me. Happy to be here. Before I start, I wanted to share 3 caveats. Okay, right? One, we'll talk about BigBasket, we'll talk about Bluestone, Portea Medical, and all of that stuff in the 10 minutes. The caveats are, one, like they say in all financial instruments, past performance is not indicative of future returns. So we have a lot of startups in the retail, in technology, leverage space, hyperlocal space, which every day we are struggling. Every day we get up, every day we try to do a good job. The jury is out. So that's caveat number 1. Caveat number 2 is the real credit for all of this is the actual people who are on the ground doing the delivery. I only get to speak at conferences, which is very nice. But the real work is done by this. In Portea Medical, we have 5,000 clinicians going every day home. In BigBasket, last month, we did 1 million, 10 lakh orders last month. So the actual delivery boys who come to your house and actually doing the delivery, the pickers who are picking the stuff, and the farmers and the mills where we are buying goods from, they get all the credit. And thirdly, how many of you here are management graduates? Raise your hand. Okay, right? A lot of them. I'm also a management graduate, okay, right? So we have a very bad habit. The bad habit is that we are very good at making PowerPoint presentation. We are very good at making Excel spreadsheets and macros, okay, right? And by any chance, if those macros and those spreadsheets and projections work, we take all the credit. If it doesn't work, we blame the environment, we blame the competition, we blame FDI, we blame Aam Aadmi Party. Whatever you can blame on, we blame. Okay, right? So if some of the things I tell you seems to be too good to be true, take it with a pinch of salt or a huge bucket of salt. And if you want to know where to buy the bucket of salt, bigbasket.com. Okay, right? If you put RetechCon, it will give you a 5% discount also. Okay, right? So okay, right? So on that note, when I started my first business 25 years back, before this entire startup revolution and all of this was there, it was in a very unglamorous computer maintenance business. It's called AT&T. It's 25 years back. So I've been in technology business of sort, even though I'm not a techie. So there, what we used to do was simply repair computers. So we were called the computer mechanic. Okay, right? So all the CIOs, and at that time it was EDP managers, whenever there is a problem, they used to call the computer mechanic, which was AT&T, and they do that stuff. So that's 25 years back. Between then, the next business which we did, what is now called as Firstsource, part of the Sanjeev Goenka group, company called Customer Asset, the 3rd largest call center BPO operation in India. That is a company that we started. And that was really IT-enabled services. So basically, it was call center and back office processing using computer and technology. Okay, right? So you see in the 25 years from a simple computer as a tool to how it is, the technology itself has evolved into computer. The 3rd business I did was called Marketics, which is now they talk about data analytics, big data, and all that stuff. At that time, none of this was there. This was 2003. So pretty much we had PhDs and MStat people sitting in Bangalore doing work for Coke Atlanta and Procter & Gamble Cincinnati, analyzing huge amount of retail data, okay, to come up with statistical modeling and business modeling. Okay, right? It's part of a US listed company called WNS now. So that's where we first used really technology in retail, which is retail analytics. So in terms of now people talk about chatbots, artificial intelligence, machine learning, apps, okay, right? Big data. We just had a session. All of it has come together. So from a technology point of view, it has been a great and a big journey over the time. But what we are most excited about, okay, right? And what we are building business about, I have BigBasket is one of my businesses, Fresh Menu, which is a fresh food delivery, internet-only restaurant is one of the businesses, healthcare, Portea Medical, which does home healthcare in 16 cities across India is another business. All of this, what is the common thread? What is the technology? What is the disruption? What is the excitement that we have? I wanted to share that with you. So one fundamental thing that has changed really over all these decades, which is the opportunity for all of us, both in retail and even otherwise. is this mobile moment. I call this mobile moment. What is it that is there? What has mobile done? See, it is not just, it is the power of a computer in your hand. There are three things that mobile does for us, for entrepreneurs, for the consumer, for business people. What are the three things? One, the mobile is always on. Okay, right? On. Whereas even when you had laptop, even when you had tablet, it was never always on. You had to switch it on, where the mobile is always on. That's one big thing. Two, it is geo-enabled. We know exactly where the person is, where the consumer is. That was not the case with desktops or even laptops or notebooks, right? So geo-enabled. Third is the frequency, okay, right? The average, a person checks the mobile 150 times a day today. In the next 2 years, it's going to go up to 220 times a day. So you're having a device which is always on, which is geo-enabled, and which has got a very high frequency. Now that is, for a marketeer, for an entrepreneur, that is extremely exciting. Because earlier, I had to be part of a large business house. I had to create a brand by advertising in the media. I had to spend on newspapers. I need to have a lot of capital. Today, I can engage with the individual directly. Just think about it. 5 years back, 8 years back, there was no way you could engage the individual directly. So if somehow I'm able to get myself into that 150 or 220 mobile moments that each one of you have, I can build a great brand. So that is the thing. And just think about it. What do all of us do when we get up? We check the mobile for SMS, Facebook, Twitter, email. That's what we do. Just a few years back, whenever we got up, we didn't go and switch on the first thing, the laptop or desktop. Did we? No. Okay, right? When we go to the loo in the morning, we carry the mobile with us. How many of us carried our laptop or desktop to the loo with us? We did not do it. So suddenly it has become one more extension, like one more hand or one more limb of the human being. He can't live without it. When he gets up, he sees it. A lot of people do that even when they wake up in between during the sleep. When you go to the loo, you carry it. Nothing else was done that way, okay, right? So that is a huge opportunity for us to be able to create. That is what created. That is what has created this entire revolution or challenge in entrepreneurship. Whether you call it hyperlocal, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's logistics, whether it's e-grocery, all of that is being driven by this. And this will continuously increase. Okay, right? And that's why when you see these valuations, whether they are right or wrong, I don't know, but the reasons for these obscene valuations of companies, it's because of a unidirectional change that is taking place. Let me share with you examples. 4 years back in Growth Story, we started BigBasket, 4.5 years back. The idea was very simple. Grocery shopping in India, given the traffic, given the infrastructure, given parking problems, given the real estate costs, given the assortment of goods a retailer, given the real estate costs can afford to have, okay, was a big challenge. We said we'll start it, okay, right? Obviously, we are not the experts in it. We said, how will we do it, okay, right? So the whole thing came down to, can I give an assortment of goods so that my basket size can be large enough for the family to buy from me repeatedly again and again and again. I'll not bore you given the shortage of time with all the challenges. We had huge number of challenges, okay, right? Including ability to be able to raise money. Nobody wanted to fund a grocery low margin business. No venture capitalists wanted to fund it. And if you look at international models of grocery business, Webvan is the biggest failure of the dot-com era across the world is Webvan, which went public and crashed down, which was in e-grocery business, okay, right? So that was a challenge. But today, last month, like I mentioned, we did 1 million orders, 10 lakhs orders a month, okay, right? We are still evolving and learning. The fundamental learning there is, I need to have my own brands. 40% of BigBasket revenue comes from our own brands. Okay? It's like an FMCG company. That makes a difference. It's white labeled, okay, right? So there you get the margins. 2, you need to be able to have enough order value to be able to make delivery possible. And we do have a panel after my session on hyperlocal. But the ability to be able to deliver profitably, to recover the delivery cost, means the order value has to be certain size, which means the basket has to be of a certain number. Otherwise, you can't make money. So the point I'm making is, whether it is retail or it is technology, when you talk about entrepreneurship and startup business models, the core business model has to work. Let me give you another example. Bluestone. How many of you have heard of Bluestone? Okay, great. Bluestone is an online jewelry company, gold and diamond jewelry, not artificial jewelry. The average ticket size is 22,000. It's a jeweler, okay, right? Now, if you look at it, we started this again about 3.5, 4 years back. 4 years back, it was in news some time back. Ratan Tata invested in it. Also in it, we have raised 3 rounds of funding. It's the largest online jewelry, one of the only 2 really big online jewelry companies in India. What is the biggest challenge? Biggest challenge was everybody knows Indians love gold, they love jewelry. But for something like jewelry, wouldn't they like to wear it, see it, show it to people? Will they buy it online? Something high emotional connect and contact. That was the core business problem. Forget about for a minute technology, forget about retail, forget this. This industry has been dominated by jewelers, which is in the brick and mortar jewelers. You know, how did we actually crack it? And like I said, take it with a pinch of salt. We did a lot of research, a lot of mistakes before we cracked it. In a Bluestone category, what is the buyer actually buying? What is the consumer buying? Any guesses? What is the consumer buying? Sorry? Yeah, but okay, for gifts, yeah. Convenience, no, okay, right? He's actually buying the photograph. You're actually selling the picture. That's it. If you get your picture right, if you get the design right and the picture is good, he will buy it because he's not touching, feeling it. He needs to have trust. He needs to have trust that you're not a fly-by-night operator. He needs to have the trust that the gold will be of the purity that you promise, that you will be around, that he can get a refund if he doesn't like it. All those table stakes are there, but primarily he's buying a picture. So we had 1 lakh designs, lovely pictures. And when the buyer is surfing in that instant, in that second, it's microsecond, it's actually a few seconds. When he's seeing the picture, if he loves the picture, you have sold it. Because he cannot get that from anywhere else. He's not going to bargain on price because gold prices, he will back calculate how much is the gold weight, what is the gold price and all that stuff they do. But once you are selling the picture. Okay, if you get that right, you're done. If you get that wrong, you're not. So what business are we in? Can I create enough designs and render them in appealing pictures so that I can convert the sale? If I can do it, I will succeed. If I can't do it, I will not succeed. So ultimately it gets reduced to ability to real life 3D render using technology jewelry items. Obviously I'm simplifying it. We need to have very good designers. It's a full stack company. I need to be able to design, manufacture, merchandise, deliver, create trust, guarantee, and all of that stuff. Okay, right? But that's really a picture. Take, for example, Portea Medical Healthcare, okay, home healthcare. What am I selling? I'm selling the ability that I'll be able to connect all the dots outside of tertiary care. If you have to deliver a baby, you have to go to a hospital. If you have to have a heart surgery, you have to go to a hospital. Minus that, all your requirements I'll be able to meet here. So every business has got a core problem and a core solution which you're addressing. If you get that right, you can build a business. Now, I'll end by saying, where do we see the world going? What is our view? These are all past, okay, right? What do we see it? What do we see it as future? What do we think it will do, okay, right? So, one, I think the websites, e-commerce, even apps, they are all primitive tools. They're all gone. They're all yesteryears. What you are going to see in future, next 5 years, is going to be pervasive computing using things like IoT. Most information retrieval and shopping, the normal information retrieval and shopping, will get automated. You are not going to be spending more and more time on this, okay, right? Consumer will spend the time saved by automation, okay, on digital entertainment, on higher-end brands, okay, right? And if your businesses, our businesses, including BigBasket, including Portea Medical, if we don't adapt, we will get disrupted or destroyed by new companies, okay, right? I mean, in manufacturing, you're already seeing robots and 3D printing coming up, okay, right? And the shared economy, like the way people are thinking, should I need to buy another car or Uber, Ola will do it. Shared economy will make owning of this very difficult. That is scary for all of us, scary for retailers, scary for me, who have got presence in retail business, okay, right? Okay. You will use currently e-commerce websites or apps, nice for discovery and ordering, Future will become automated ordering. Okay, right? If your fridge is there, if your stocking is there, if your cupboards are there, you know what is how much item. Amazon already has got this Dash or Echo, okay, right? Which is already becoming popular in US. Consumer will spend more and more time in high-end discretionary shopping. You want to wear a coat, you want to buy a blazer, you want to buy a fashion item, you want to buy apparel, high-end, you will definitely spend all your time. But grocery or for ordering your soaps, you're not going to do that stuff. So we see a lot of IoT auto ordering done by devices for most of the shopping, okay, right? Lower-end brands will weaken because it will get commoditized, okay? Only higher-end brands, in our opinion, will survive, okay, right? And lower-end brands will be needed, but it will get merged into IoT and where people don't spend that time. And really, in my opinion, online, offline, omni-channel, all of this will disappear. The consumer really doesn't care. Consumer really doesn't care. What he wants is his needs to be met. So that, and the consumer's free time will be used, taken away from mundane shopping, used in all luxury, higher-end branded items. Digital entertainment is what we'll spend time. This will do that stuff, okay, right? So one of the challenges for us is many of the commoditized business will get automated, and we have to move up higher in the value chain in order to, so that we are able to do that. So true leisure economy will come up, and technology will change our lives. If 5 years back, we had told you, almost like science fiction, that if you want to go from here to the airport, you just think about it, you don't have to call anybody, you just have to press a button. A vehicle will come, you can walk out, sit inside, it will drop you at the airport. Just 5 years back, we would have thought it's science fiction, not possible. Today, actually, it's possible. When I book an Uber, I just put the destination, I press a button, I will go out. When he's there, I know the number, I sit inside, I don't need to speak to him. Destination is already there. See how in a short period of time, you have actually come to a place where magical science fiction has made possible. I think this will happen to retail, this will happen to shopping experience. Thank you very much. This is what I wanted to share. Okay.